I woke up and then I realized that having just 1 gig is not enough.
Hello, welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're new here, or welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. In today's video, we're going to talk about how you can leverage LinkedIn to boost your career as a data analyst. For me, I've gotten some opportunities on LinkedIn, and I also just felt like it would make sense for me to bring someone that is even very active on the platform, and also just share with the community how you guys can use the platform to boost your career. But before we go into the main video, I will want our guest Abimbola to introduce herself.
All right, thank you, Miriam, for having me. My name is Abimbola. I'm a data analyst who is committed to mentoring young talents in the field by making data analytics more accessible to everyone. Also, I'm a co-founder of TechSavvy. TechSavvy is a learning hub where we train young tech talents to thrive in the tech field. So I'm a content creator on LinkedIn.
And also on YouTube.
Yeah. New content creator on YouTube where I share valuable tips, data tips, and career growth tips for the data community, as well as, I'm a freelancer too. Yeah.
She's loaded, guys. She does it all. Okay, but before we go into the main video, I just want to ask you a question or two. And the first one is, I hope this will be fun because that's the goal. So the first question is, if you had to explain your job to a 5-year-old, how would you explain it?
Okay, for me, I'd say I play with it to make it clean for businesses to be able to get insight from their data.
Okay, I think for me, I will say I clean your room so that you can sleep soundly. Yeah. I think my second question would be, what was your I made it moment in tech?
Okay, I've actually had so many moments, right? But then the one that I actually remember that really stood out for me was the time when I actually got information from my mentees that they got opportunities, and it wasn't really opportunities even in Nigeria, opportunities from outside, and then some in Nigeria, right? So it was really something that made me proud for the fact that I was able to mentor them, not only to actually be good at their craft, but being able to get opportunities, international gigs, as well as being able to also mentor others in the field, right? So it was really a proud moment for me.
Yeah, it is, and congrats.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll go into the main questions for the video, and I think my first question would be, when did you start actively using LinkedIn? What even prompted you to take advantage of the platform?
Okay, so let me start with when I started out in the data analytics field, right? It was a thing for me because when I started, I had already thought that when I learned this data analytics, I would just finish within. It was even 6 months for me, and then I'll get a job and I'll start working and making money, because as at then it was tech is a new oil thing. So I thought it was going to be like that for me. I learned the skills, I built my portfolio, I worked on my resume, I did all of those, and then I started shooting my shots, trying to look for jobs online. I went on LinkedIn trying to submit my resume and then to see if luck shines on me. But then it wasn't the way I expected it, because I didn't get any opportunity.
Wow.
I can remember at the time, I would reach out to my mentor at the time and then tell him about it. So he now advised her, why not I start sharing my projects? Because at the time, I'd already worked on so many projects, and then I kept them on my laptop. I wasn't putting myself out, trying to show the world that I know my skills, I know what I can do. So he advised I do that. And I remember at that time, I put out a project that I had worked on. And that single project that I put out, I got comments. People reached out to me, under the comment section, I saw encouraging words like, this is really good. And I was like, wow. So it's something that I wasn't really comfortable sharing. People are liking it. They are dropping comments, giving me encouraging words. And I was like, okay. So I tried it again. I shared another project on LinkedIn. And then the second project that I shared was what really boosted me, because that project was a personal project I worked on.
Okay.
It was on bank statements analysis.
Okay.
So I put that out, and then I got massive engagement. Like,
Wow.
people were just everywhere. Like, this is something really nice, because at the time, I think nobody has actually worked on a project like that. So it was first of a kind. So people really loved it. And because of that project I put out, I got multiple gigs from people in the diaspora. I got a lot of gigs. I even got recruiters in my DM asking if I'm available for a job role and all of that.
Wow.
So it was a motivation for me. And since then,
I'm like, let's keep doing this.
I was like, no, I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping.
Wow. I mean, it's interesting that you actually share that. And I hope if you're someone that is watching, because it is also something I've shared, a lot of times on my channel, like when you build projects and you keep them on your laptop, like nobody will know, right? But I think an interesting thing that you mentioned that got my attention is the kind of project you also worked on.
Yeah.
How did you even get to know about that project? Especially because you said it's not common. Like a lot of people have not done something like that.
Exactly. Okay, so at the time, right, it was most of the updates I see online is to work on projects. But then they hardly talk about working on personal projects. But I checked my portfolio, and then I saw that I had a lot of projects that talks about the business side of data analytics and all of that. So I wanted to do something unique. And then at the time, I was a student, so I was like, I'm spending money too much. I would be complaining that, what am I even spending this money on? I'm not really saving. Where's my money going? And all of that. So I was like, okay, since I'm a data analyst, I have this skill. Let me use it to see where my money is going, my income and expense. So I was able to get the data set from the bank, and then I worked on it.
Interesting.
And I built a dashboard and then put that out.
Wow. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so I think my next question will be, so when you posted the second project that got a lot of attention, recruiters rushing to your DMs, like you're the hot cake.
Right.
I mean, most times people will just do nothing. Do you get?
Yeah.
What actually, and I mean, you already got the job, you already got like the money, but what still kept you on the platform? Because I also got to know you through LinkedIn, but like through the content that you post, what still made you to be very active and consistent? And if you can also just share tips to help people watching and even myself on also how to be consistent on the platform.
When I shared that, and then I got the multiple gigs and the job opportunity, for me, at some point I was relaxed a bit, because I had already gotten what I wanted.
Exactly.
What pushed me to go to LinkedIn was to find job opportunities, right? I woke up and then I realized that having just one gig is not enough. If you want to be successful, you need to be consistent in what you're doing, right? So I had to pick myself up, and then I continued. Now, one of the reasons why I did that was I got connected to some persons on LinkedIn that would check up on me and be like, Abimbola, we've not seen you lately. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're fine. And then that alone triggered me. I was like, okay, so people here even care about me. They care about my content. They want to see me. So it pushed me to keep wanting to do more, wanting to put myself out and then share valuable content. Now, what I would say is that it's one thing to start something, and it's another thing to continue. So you don't want to just start and then because you've gotten an opportunity, then you now relax and be like, okay, I've gotten what I wanted. No, the moment you even get that, it's time for you to know that there are better opportunities coming, right? So you want to keep pushing and then keep being consistent so that more opportunities keep coming to you. So that was it for me, and then I continued, and since then I've getting better gigs, better opportunities. In fact, let me
tell us. No, tell us. We want to hear it. Tell us.
Okay, like putting yourself out, I would say building a personal brand is really, really great. Like you get series of opportunities that you don't even think you deserve, right? So it's something that I would advise anyone in the tech field, aside being a data analyst in the tech field, to actually do. Try to build your brand, put yourself out, share your story, and then be consistent in doing that, and you'd never know where that will actually take you to.
Wow. Thank you, Abimbola. Thank you. You've shared a lot of like interesting insight. But I think my next question would be, so let's say I've decided to like be consistent on the platform, and most times for people on my community, there's still people that are still trying to like get into the field, or they're still pretty new within the field. So aside projects, what kind of content do you think I can share on my LinkedIn that can help me? It's one thing to say, okay, I want to be consistent, but I also know that one of the things that people, stress about is like, what will I create? Like, who will be interested in what I'm creating? How will I even know how to like get started?
Yeah, I get that. Even for me, it was like that when I started, right? Because, like I said earlier, I started with putting out my project. But then I would advise that if you're starting out on LinkedIn and then you're not sure what to put out, you can start with the kind of project that you've worked on. For instance, you've worked on nice portfolio projects. Put it out, let people know what you've done. From there, you can get opportunities. Aside that, you can't keep putting out project. That's if you want to be consistent. You need to also give back to the community. Now, how do you give back to the community? Now, you've learned a skill. You've already gotten some skills. You know some little things that some people out there might not know. So that's an opportunity for you to actually put up a content and then push it. Tell people what you know, how well you're able to do something that you feel like some people might not know. Also, you can put up personal stories, like content about yourself, how you started, how it's going for you, and where you are presently. Or you can also put out content about your learning journey. Now, for instance, you pick up a tool today. Let's say you're learning Python today, and it's something new for you. You can share your journey online. Tell people, I just started learning Python and I'm glad that I started. Tell them what you learned today. If you took a course and then you got a certificate, share it with everyone. Let us know what you're doing. Now, this not only helps for personal branding, it helps with getting opportunities, because you're not only building your brand, you're telling people that you are consistently upskilling. So people would want to be interested in you. It brings recruiters to your DM because they know that you are not just there, you are upskilling and then you're doing your thing so well. So that's it.
Good one. And I hope you guys have picked it. But just to like recap, if you're looking to like get started on the platform, a good place for you to start would be for you to like share your project, share your your experiences like in building those projects. You can also share your own personal story, where you currently are in your journey, what you're even looking to like do in the next 6-8 months, right? And also you can also share, so you learn a new skill or you're learning a new skill, you can also share your progress. This is what you're learning. You can, and also just share how you can't wait to like finish and also build around it. And that way you can even connect with people that do not even know it's possible to achieve that, or it also helps like even connect with like new people. Okay, so I think my next question would be some of the challenges in like building your brand on the platform, really just for people to be aware of, and if at any point they also face something similar, they would know that it's nothing extraordinary.
All right, let me start with my own challenges first before I then go into other challenges that you might face starting out as a content creator on LinkedIn. Now, when I started, I would go on LinkedIn and then check out other people's profile. I was so eager to know what other people are doing. I wanted to know how well they are doing it, what time they put out their content and all of that. So for me, I saw that for Nigerians, the most popular posting time was 8 a.m. And so I was like, okay, can I do this? Because at the time, I used to wake up with it. But I was like, okay, let me try. Let me just see how it goes. And then I started putting out my content by 8 a.m. But then it was a thing for me, because I started, but it was a challenge to me. Now, when I say it was a challenge to me, I noticed that I wasn't really doing the things I was doing before I started putting out content on LinkedIn. Now, prior to when I started, I was always waking up whenever I wanted to. I would have my devotions, do my take my early morning courses, because I'm that person that loves to read early in the mornings, right? But when I started putting out content by 8 a.m., I noticed that when I just wake up, I'll just pick up my phone and then I'll quickly want to check the time that, I hope it's not past 8. Like, I really wanted to be so sure that I'm putting out that content by 8. And it was something for me, because I'll just pick up my phone and then be on LinkedIn for 1 hour plus, and then I even forget that I'm supposed to take my morning courses and my devotion and other things. So when I noticed that, I had to stop. Then I had to think of something different that I can do
that can also fit into your schedule.
Exactly, because I needed it to fit in better. So I had to think of a better time that would help me to actually be consistent in doing my own things, taking my courses online in the morning, and also being doing my early morning devotion. So that was it for me. That was my major challenge at the time.
I think my final question would be if you can just share like for anyone that is watching and they're like, okay, I'm actually ready to like get started in like using LinkedIn for like in 2025. What are your like 3 top tips you would want that person to like, hold and really just remember as they begin to, start that journey?
I would say consistency, engagement, and authenticity. Now it takes something and one thing to start, and it takes another thing to be consistent, right? So I always advise that don't just start and then relax. So once you start, keep up with showing up regularly. Try as much as possible to keep going, despite the challenges that you might face, despite the hurdles of the likes and the engagement, which I totally advise that you don't even see that as anything, right? So just keep going and then start, and you'd be so amazed at how far you come. Also for engagement, I advise that if you really want to get results on LinkedIn, try as much as possible to give back to other content creators. Now what I mean by that is I don't only put out content, try to drop comments on other people's content. Now this would help you when it comes to having better impressions on your content for wider reach, and also to network with other persons, because your goal on LinkedIn shouldn't just be to put out content. Your goal should be to network with other professionals and to also get those opportunities that you're seeking to get, right? So you want to be active by engaging other people's content and also showing up regularly. Then for authenticity, I advise that you be authentic as possible. Now people just they want to show up, but they really don't know how well to do it. So they tend to think of something that would draw people's attention, not minding whether it's being real or not. I usually advise that don't put up fake content on LinkedIn. Don't follow the trend and then think of something that is not happening and then just a story and then put it up. No, try to be as authentic as possible and then share your story with the world. And I wish you success in the process.
Thank you so much. I mean, she has said it all. Be authentic. She also shared like ways for you to like actually get started in like doing that. Share the project that you're building. Don't just keep them on your laptop, because your laptop is not going to give you the opportunities. Also share some of the skills that you're also trying to like learn and how the experience has been so far. You'll be amazed as to you reaching out to people that are also doing the same thing that you're doing, and you might even inspire someone to also get started on that thing. I think my final question, not a question, but how can people connect with you for those that might not know you?
Okay, so I'm very active on LinkedIn. Just search Abimbola and then you'd see me there. Also, I just started a YouTube channel, so you can check me out. And I'm also hosting a free masterclass for those that really want to milk clients from LinkedIn, right? So if you're interested in something like that, you might want to register and then be part of it.
Okay, I'm also going to like drop the link to the masterclass in the description box. Okay, thank you so much, Abimbola, for being here today, for sharing so much, and I hope this would encourage anyone that is watching to also take their LinkedIn, serious, and really just being active on the platform and, gather as much opportunities as you can. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and see you guys in my next video. Bye.